Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Friday, October 18th, 2024, 17 days until the election. Here's what's happening today in America. Terrorists dead, Lebanese TPS, hurricane damage, and Kamala the plagiarizer. It's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, Israel has killed the leader of Hamas. I'm sure the mainstream media somewhere has a headline about the austere religious scholar, but he's also the chief architect of Hamas's October 7th, 2023 terrorist attack. The Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said it marked the beginning of the day after Hamas, and he called for a release of the hostages that are still held in Gaza. The IDF released some really surreal video from a drone flying in a bombed-out building with Sinwar, the terrorist, alone, sitting on a couch. And then he casually throws a stick at the drone. And these were his final moments alive. Kamala Harris said this is an opportunity to finally end the war in Gaza. The Biden and Harris administration announced that Lebanese nationals living in the United States will be given temporary protected status. So these people will be able to legally stay here for 18 months, but then it can be renewed after that, and then renewed and renewed and renewed, sort of like it has been renewed for the Haitians who came to America after the earthquake in 2010. How much of this is a nod to Muslim Americans in Michigan, a voting bloc that Kamala is not doing well with 17 days before the election? The property damage from Hurricane Milton in Florida could reach $34 billion. That's just the hurricane, not the at least 9 tornadoes that were with the storm as well. A storm that killed 24 people across Florida. Hurricane Helene have losses of $47.5 billion. Both of these are in the top 10 costliest storms in American history. It has been discovered that Kamala Harris plagiarized major portions of her book from 2009. The book's called Smart on Crime, a career prosecutor's plan to make us safer. In their very reluctant coverage of this, the New York Times called a plagiarism expert to analyze the accusations, and this expert said, it's not that big of a deal. But that same guy has now come out and said the New York Times deliberately withheld the full claims made against her, and he admitted, yes, the plagiarism is more serious than he originally told the Times. As Chris Rufo said, ABC does fact checks to help Kamala, CBS stealth edits an interview to help Kamala, and the New York Times withholds evidence to help Kamala. What else would they do in these next 17 days? I'm Mike Slater and Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
Are you feeling the impact of recent timeshare industry changes? Now more than ever, the costs of timeshare ownership far outweigh the benefits. My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you get out. Our listeners' positive feedback demonstrates why I've supported the company for years. For more than a decade, they have helped over 20,000 owners get out of the timeshare. Their exclusive options can help you get out faster and easier, more than any other option in the country. They are the only company that will give you a written guarantee and release you from your timeshare in a specific time frame. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star reviews, customer service is their top priority. For free consultation and a guaranteed solution, please call 855-551-7066. That's 855-551-7066, or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Friday, it was fascinating to see Kamala Harris sit down with Bret Baier for an interview on Fox News. So here are some insights. Number one, the Democratic Party and Ms. Harris despise FNC because it is a conservative-leaning television network, and the primetime hosts do not like Kamala Harris at all, ever, in any capacity. So she knows that this is a hostile environment. Why she consented to be interviewed by Mr. Baier, I don't know. Internal polling says that Donald Trump's slightly ahead in the race, but there's no panic on either side that I can see. Harris's strategy was fascinating. She went in late, 15 minutes late. That's insulting, but There's a reason it throws the interviewer, Baier, off his game. He's waiting, he's apprehensive. So she shows up late, sits down, and then she does not answer one of his 10 questions. He asked 10 questions. We have them listed on BillO'Reilly.com. Not one did she answer. Had to be a strategy. I'm going to say what I want, and I don't care what you're asking, Mr. Baier. And the second one was she wanted Baier to interrupt her, which he had to do, because then she could say, I'm not intimidated by you. Let me finish. And she did. So that was the background of that interview, which I don't think helped the candidate Harris. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Keith Bryant, Sanford, North Carolina. Thought Baier did a very good job at trying to stay on target and being respectful to Vice President Harris. She didn't answer many questions. She looked unfit to be president. I think that's a prevailing wisdom. If there was a poll, a snap poll of people who watched it, I think that's accurate. Paul Massardi, Tampa, Florida. I'm disappointed with the performance of Bret Baier. His tactic was too confrontational, too much focus on past issues. The way to expose Kamala Harris is to ask how she will correct the problems, not condemn her. She doesn't acknowledge any problems. How are you going to confront her? She says there aren't any problems. Everything was fine. Come on, you can't blame Baier for jumping in a little aggressively when it's like, okay, you have a flat tire, Paul. And then you take it in to the garage mechanic and he looks at you and goes, tire's not flat. I can't fix it. But wait, it's flat, look. Nah, it's not. You get a little testy. Randy White, Yulee, Florida. According to Bret Baier, Harris showed up 15 minutes late for the interview, obviously to reduce her time in the talk. She is blatantly evasive and filibusters her out. Yeah, I don't know if she wanted to cut down the time. I think he got his 28 minutes, but she did want to rattle him, no doubt about it. Let's go to the message boards. Yvonne, Bret Baier was very polite. Kamala was obnoxious. Kept on talking and saying nothing but blaming Trump. Yeah, that's a strategy. Trump's the devil. It worked 4 years ago. Just remember that. It worked. In a moment, something you might not know. Did you know every day is a perfect day for peace of mind? With American Home Shield warranty, you are covered for unexpected breakdowns like leaky faucets or faulty water heaters. Choose a plan that fits your budget and rest easy knowing repairs and replacements are taken care of. Simply contact American Home Shield when an issue arises, and their trusted pros will handle it according to your coverage. Don't let worries about appliances and home systems weigh you down. Celebrate the reassurance of protection. Don't worry, be warranty. For 20% off plans, visit ahs.com/bill. For more details, see ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including limit amounts, fees, limitations, and exclusions. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. It's been a rough year for fans of the Cheddar Bay biscuit and all-you-can-eat shrimp. In May, popular seafood chain Red Lobster declared bankruptcy in federal court. The franchise is not alone. In the last decade, several major companies have filed for Chapter 11. Here are some examples. Toys R Us went out of business in 2017. Executives blaming the closure on real estate costs and people buying toys online. Sears, JCPenney, also declared bankruptcy in 2018, citing changing consumer preferences and cheaper alternatives at Amazon and Walmart. COVID closed a record number of businesses during the pandemic, including Hertz Rental Car, Brooks Brothers, California Pizza Kitchen, and the Paper Store. And the economic downturn continues today. The end is likely near for AMC movie theaters, Foot Locker, Rite Aid. According to data from the U.S. Commerce Department, more than 60,000 companies have gone bankrupt since 2014, eliminating 2.2 million jobs from the workforce. And here's something else you might not know. Contrary to popular belief, filing for Chapter 11 doesn't mean a business will disappear. The law allows a company to restructure debt, continue operations. It opens new avenues for credit and potential buyouts. If that fails, owners file Chapter 7, which authorizes the liquidation of assets and sale of properties. One positive example is Red Lobster. Last month, the federal court approved the restaurant's sale to an investment group for $500 million. Seafood fans will continue to enjoy food at the chain's 600 locations across the USA, at least for now. You might not want to eat so much shrimp if you like the restaurant. Anyway, in total, Red Lobster sells 45 million pounds of shellfish every year. Back after this. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. America is at a breaking point. Record inflation, interest rates, debt. The last thing we need is more reckless government spending and higher taxes, and they could happen. But a Harris presidency could bring us into that zone, plus a hit to your retirement savings. So protect your savings with American Hartford Gold. They'll help you secure your retirement by diversifying with physical gold and silver. Start with a simple phone call. They'll guide you through the process, even deliver gold and silver right to your door, or place it directly in your IRA or 401k. Don't wait. These safe haven assets can protect you in an economic crisis. Call or text American Hartford Gold today. Tell them O'Reilly sent you to get up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.